Hi, family. Well, anyway, I decided to bring you all in the kitchen because I'm going to kind of clean it up and I'm going to talk about some things and just let you just see what I do here in the kitchen and let you see the kitchen. It's not one of the greatest kitchens, but it's my heavenly sanctuary. Okay. Anyway, anyways, so I personally built those myself, if you can see, with a little bit of help from my son. So I built those, and for some strange reasons, the more I stack them up, the quicker they go away. Even though I really don't eat off of that shelf, I don't know what it is. And so I'm gonna be moving around in the kitchen and everything, and show you what I do. Uh, and here we go. So first of all, I get my gear on. These are Bluetooth. This is a Bluetooth. You stick it here. Have your phone near. So I don't have the phone. So you guys, just hang on a minute. I'm gonna run and get the phone, and I'll be back. Hang on. Well, I'm on the right road. Okay, here we go. So I put the phone there. I'm gonna connect it up with the Bluetooth. It's so nice to have you all in my heavenly sanctuary. Um, so let's see. Let's get this hooked up here. Hmm. Still kind of trying to get used to this. Um. Okay. So looks like every day I have to kind of put them close together and kind of pair them together like this. Ah. And I'm trying to pair the two. If you can see that, y'all see that? Mm-hmm. Okay. Have a little bit of technical difficulty with them. Sometimes I have to turn them off and then turn it back on again and see if we can get them paired. Come on! If you all know a quicker way, please let me know. So here we go. I doubt if you can see that. They're kind of acting crazy. Okay. Um. Well, guys, let me go ahead and carry on, and I guess I'll get that straightened out. It has my Roku box on here. That's what it keeps popping up. The Roku box, the Roku player, as you can see. Can y'all see that at the bottom? But you have to have a code to put your Roku box in so that actually you can actually watch what's on your Roku box and control it here on the Galaxy. So if you have a code key, then you'd put it into that Roku player, and instead of having to watch all your movies on TV, you can watch it here from your Roku box. Okay, I guess I'm pronouncing that correctly. ROKU. I think it's Roku. Okay, so I'm fixing to and thank you. Somebody out there did a commentary on me. And hey, I appreciate it, and I read it, and it was very informative, and I enjoy your eloquent style of writing. It was really nice. It, Women Speak Out, feminist movement. I think that's what it is. I'd like to just thank you, and I'm so happy that you are a part of the family. So a shout out to you. And before I go any further, I would like to invite everyone out to the virtual coven um, out at Facebook, Spiritree Naima, Spiritree, Naima, Nyemma. Come out to Facebook, okay? A lot of miracles happening out there right now. So come on out. And also, I'm on Instagram. I'm Spiritree on Instagram and Twitter. I really need to be working on Twitter. I just really haven't been able to just get into it. I have a blog channel also. I have a website if you'd like to connect with Mama, okay? And, the channel for most who are just coming into the place is really about, you know, and, just empowering witches, because, there's a holiday for everybody, but there's not a holiday for witches. Now, if it is a holiday for witches, guys, please let me know so I can be a part of it. Okay, I am willing if I have to, because I've heard some very bizarre stories. I am willing to go to the White House and take my clothes off and run butt ass naked or buck ass naked all over the White House for Obama, okay? This one would be for you, Obama. Obama rocks. Isn't it crazy how we call him Obama? He doesn't even get the title like all of the past presidents to be called what? President Obama. It's just like this guy, off the street. What's up, Obama? How are you? I mean, guys, this is our president, so we should give him a little bit more respect. And I just say, hey, shout out to President Barack Obama. But anyway, just let me know, if there's a holiday, a celebration going on out there, some type of festival for witches, I am willing to go. I want to be there too, So I'm all about, empowering the witch, enlightening new witches and young witches, and letting them know, hey, we don't have to really hide in the dark anymore. Now is our time, okay? But at the same time, too, I could not be a witch if I was not a hoodoo practitioner. So I am a hoodoo practitioner. What is a hoodoo practitioner? Well, what is hoodoo? Well, it's not a religion. And somebody was telling me, oh, it's a religion. No, it's not a religion. You're getting that mixed up with voodoo. Voodoo is the religion. Okay, so y'all don't mind, I'm going to be doing a little bit of eating. I like to start off with a pickle because they kind of keep the blood pressure down. I'm on high blood pressure medicine. So I eat pickly things all throughout the day. But hoodoo, once again, let's go back because mama gets sidetracked. Mount Olive, bread, and butter spears. My favorite. And I like the garlic spears too. But, excuse the ashy elbows. Also, I like the zesty garlic kosher spears. And what I do, I'm going to drink this. It will not go to waste because I love pickle juice. I love vinegar. I can just drink vinegar straight up. And I really need to be careful because the doctor told me I have acid reflux and that just doesn't look too good in now. This will eat you up, but what I like about it, It'll clean you out. I take a bath in it too. Mm. It'll do a spiritual cleanse within your body, and you can bathe in it. Anyway, well, pardon me for a minute. Hoodoo. For all of you all who want to know what it is, and for many of you all who are new to the channel, you want to know what hoodoo is. Hoodoo is just a combination of a whole lot of things. Voodoo, Christianity, just about every religion it's a gumbo. It's a gumbo of beliefs. You know, so many cultures have just dumped everything in the hoodoo to make this huge gumbo, like the melting pot of America. And that's not enough information for you, but people who were mostly like a lot of poor people, you know what I'm saying, in the rural South. And when we talk about South, we can go all the way to Southern California. But I'm not quite sure, so I don't want to tell you wrong. But I always like to start with Texas and come all the way across up to at least North Carolina. And bordering it all the way at the top of Kentucky and coming all back down. But anyway, a lot of those poor people in those rural areas couldn't afford doctors. They just didn't have the money. They couldn't afford attorneys, and a lot of them were unjustly, you know what I'm saying, treated very unfairly. And they had to take matters into their own hands. So they incorporated all of these different things. They used some voodoo, they used some Christian magic, just everything they can come up with. You know what I'm saying? It's just like when you don't have very much money to buy food. Back in the days, way back in the days, they just took the scraps of everything and made soup. It's a soup, if you ask me, just like a gumbo of different, different beliefs and magical elements and stuff. That's what I'd say it is. And what was so cool about the hoodoo is that you just really did not have to have boundaries. You didn't have to be concerned about the different laws, like you would be restricted in certain religions like Christianity and all those other crazy organized religions. But you just had it all. You had the best of all worlds, and that was hoodoo. And if you want to pray to Satan, or some people call him the devil, you can do it. If you want to summons a demon, you can do it. If you want to summons an angel, if you want to call on Jesus Christ, you can do them all in hoodoo. And I think that's why so many people are now, wanting to learn more about hoodoo. But, it really got started down here in the South, okay? And there were a lot of, once again, poor people that actually lived and dabbed and, came up with hoodoo. And so, can you imagine being in a place where you were, unfairly convicted of crimes, and, you were always facing the persecution of being hung or tortured, just because you just had no protection. Mainly what they call us African Americans. We had a very difficult time in those days, and this is all they had to rely on. And I'm finding out, I'm here in Alabama, so excuse the accent. I do have a very deep old Dixie drawl. And it's a little bit different for everybody depending on, where you go. And because I'm in heart of Dixie, how the drawl is, you have different variations of it. And so, you know, you know, we just really had a difficult time, especially in the rural South, because I was born in the 1960s, and that it goes back further than most of you all who are viewing me. And I was one of those who grew up in the civil rights movement, and my uh, parents and grandparents were affected by most of what, yeah, I've heard some of the stories about, what happened in those days. You know, we were directly, you know, in the midst of the violence and all the torture and all of those things that came with living in the South. And my people had to relocate from one place to the other place. And I'm gonna tell you about this one story. And this is supposed to be about me in the kitchen, but y'all know me. I got to talk about everything. I was told a story by my birth mother, and she told me a lot, you know, about how everything came about when she got pregnant with me, and how um, her grandfather and his girlfriend, not his wife, was trying to raise me. They wanted to keep me, raise me in the state of Alabama, which was called Pensions and Security, came and took me. And I think I told you all the story before, but just in case the other people don't know it, I'm just gonna talk about it again real quick and get off of it because nobody won't hear anything about me really is boring. But I gotta talk about it so I can give you an idea more of the hoodoo. But anyway, and how it works here, how they used it in the South in the past, now here in the present. But which they should have got me from what I read in the Bureau of Statistics in Montgomery, Alabama. But she was saying it, and my aunt was saying it, which was her sister, that it was so unfair, that they took a lot of babies from the poor women here in the rural South, and I was one of them. She said I was literally jerked from her arms. Pensions and Security jerked me from her arm, and that her grandfather, they call him Papa Willie, and 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 I'm going to go ahead and describe him. He was, she said, Cherokee Indian. Everybody was fascinated with him. He had long, jet black, woolly wave hair, like way here. And when he braided it up, it was a thick, huge plait that hung on his back. So he was a womanizer. She said everybody loved him. He was black as a crow. She said, as black as a crow. That's the way she described him. Very tall, slender, got broad shoulders. As you can see, Mama got him too. So I did get something from Paul Willie, okay? And so all the women loved him. And it was him and his girlfriend that wanted to raise me, and she wanted that to happen. But when Pensions and Security found out she was collecting a $5 welfare check and did not have me in her dwellings, they came and they got me. But anyway, Paul Willie was a stickler for practicing hoodoo magic, because Paul Willie had we originated from somewhere way south of Alabama, but they always talk about Kingston. Wherever Kingston is, I don't know. But they all originated from Kingston, Alabama, not Kingston, Jamaica, y'all. But she said they were in Kingston, and Paul Willie killed a couple of men, and they said that they were white men. They said Paul Willie killed 2 white men, so he was just one that just was he was dangerous, y'all. So I don't know. They said Paul Willie loved me, but I'm like, Paul Willie, where you at, Paul Willie? Are you following me around? Cause you were dangerous. But more than likely they said he had to do what he had to do. But a white man tried to take his land. I'm just describing it the way my mom described the white man tried to take his land from him. And a lot of that goes on in Alabama, even to the day in Georgia. Also Mississippi, where you can have a plot of land out and the government can just come along and just take it. You be paying your taxes and everything. I know of a black farmer that had some trouble like that. She since has passed, where when she died, they took all her land. She was a farmer. Mary Bell, the lady that was the midwife that birthed me and helped me find my birth family. She had so many acres. She actually gave me one of the acres, and she gave me papers, but the state of Alabama took it. They said she wasn't paying her taxes. I wasn't paying her taxes either when she gave me that 1 acre. She told me I didn't have to. But she actually gave me an acre, but since then, Alabama got that land. So a lot of that goes on. Her family proved the state of Alabama that she was paying her taxes, but they got it anyway. When these states want this land, they get what they want. But it was beautiful land because she had a little small pond and different little things. So, land is very expensive in Mississippi and Alabama. Very expensive because we have some of the richest soil that you could ever get your hands on down here. And the temperature's a lot warmer, so you can farm pretty good here, with peaches and all those good things, muscadines. And for people who don't know what a muscadine is, it looks like a grape, but it got a big seed in the center of it. And it gets its name from the fact of how it smells. It smells real musky, like underarm musky, but it has a very sweet taste. Most people down here make preserves out here like jams and jelly, and they make whiskey and wine from it, and some people even moonshine with the stuff. So a little bit of history about that. But so they'll take your land, and so Paul Williams, he will practice a lot of hoodoo magic, and so I go from him, and it was passed on down. But it went further past Paul. Other folks was doing it too. And Papa Streety, all these different uncles, and they did practice the craft. And I found out that they were some amazing artists. They, like me, they drew pictures. They didn't paint. They didn't have access to paint. If they did, they would use, the like natural dyes from flowers and use and they sculpt from red mud. There's a lot of red mud here. You can make your own clay, believe it or not. You don't necessarily have to buy it. And they would just do those different things and stuff. But one that was very dangerous, that practiced some very dangerous magic, and he was awful. Was what did she say his name was? Eugene. Eugene would be my uncle, which is the brother to my sister. Very dangerous man. Most all of my uncles were really dangerous. That's why the state of Alabama came and got me and put me in the system, which it was probably fortunate for me because, they was talking about one of them uncles wanted to get me and raise me with his girlfriend. I'm glad he didn't. He was the one. Now check this out. Let me. I'm gonna stop talking about Eugene and I'll come back to him if I remember. If I don't remember on this video, I'll come back another time. But look, one of them was called Alec. That's my birth mama's brother. He was actually an airplane mechanic. They said he actually put the engines in airplanes and did all that work. But he was dangerous. To me, he was. But he lived a very nice life because he had plenty of money. Anyway, when my mother was pregnant with me, and y'all, and the only reason why I'm talking about this because this all gonna lead into hoodoo and why they practice all that, all of the different, magical practices and stuff like that to get what they wanted because they were real poor, man. When I hear those stories, I'm like, man, that's just plain old dirt poor, okay? But anyway, Alec had money. He was the one that wanted to adopt me. But what was so crazy about it is this. This is what I found to be strange. My grandmother, which would be my mother's mom, passed December of 1966. I heard they didn't treat her good. She was a sweet woman like me. Matter of fact, they said I looked just like her. Only she also had her Papa Street was her father. Okay, I'm sorry, Paul Willie, the one with the ropey hair. They said she also had the long woolly, not straight now, long woolly hair that hung down her back. Sweet lady, very very poor. She died when she was 51. She had kidney trouble, heart trouble. Kidneys went out. I don't think they were doing the dialysis back in the days. But she was real sick, crippling arthritis. She was a frail, thin little lady. She wasn't big like me. Everybody said, "Oh my God, I can't stand to look at you. You look just like her." But she was a sweet woman. I think I am her because I was born like a few months after she passed. So I kind of feel like I'm the reincarnation of my mother's mother. So things like that do happen. And but anyway, um, when she passed, she had a small little policy, $50, and my mama, my birth mother, and Elliot was fighting over it. And guess who she was holding in her stomach? Me. Okay, I was in there. Okay, and so my mama was about 8 or 9 months pregnant, carrying me, and got to fighting with a man. Oh, baby, they used to fight. You talking about scrapping, scratching, fighting, kicking, everything. You know, they fought each other. And so she said her and Elliot got to fighting and everything, and then Elliot just picked up a big piece of wood and said, "You know what? I'm gonna beat that baby out of you." And she said she had to run for her life. She said, "You wouldn't have been here." And so she ran, and a man ran to the man. He had a rifle. And he said, "I will blow your motherfucking gills out if you get in the further." So he saved my life. But the same uncle named Elliot, okay, because Pensions and Security of Alabama said we want one of the siblings to try to keep this child in the family. And he came forward and said he wanted to raise me. I'm like, oh my God, man, it's a wonder I am here. And so anyway, they said, oh, for most of Elliot's life, he was always asking about me and where I was. I am so glad. And he was a womanizer. He went from one woman to the next one. There's no telling where I would have wound up. You know, thank you, Alabama Pensions and Security. You know what I'm saying? Because God in heaven, you know, I probably be dead or messed up real bad. Y'all think Mama messed up now, honey. But well, anyway, I just want to throw that in there. And so, you know, Pop Willie, he would practice the magic. And they said, one of the men, he actually whooped. They just whooped him to death. And they buried him. So, state of Alabama, do not be calling me trying to find out about more information about it because I don't know. These are just stories that's handed down. What I like about my birth family, oh, there's so many stories handed down from generation to generation. But anyway, and then they said that he poisoned the other. So I don't know nothing else about it. But they said that, you know, Paul Willie was she just did not play. You get out of his sight. But the sad thing about it, after they took me from him, he, you know, they said he kept on crying. Said, "Why would y'all take my baby from me? That's all I got." So I was put in the system, and they said Paul Willie died, you know, a little bit after that. He was gone. Matter of fact, he had outlived his own daughter. You know what I'm saying? Because she, like I said, she passed in '66. And that's the story of that. So, you know, when you look at the different injustices with, you know, people taking and stealing your land and, you know, when folks want to take the matters in their own hand, they use this hoodoo magic to change fate, you know, um, to have fortune where there otherwise would have been poverty and just different reasons and stuff. I'm just throwing out to you why hoodoo magic arrived, and most of the captured Africans that were brought over here still had the voodoo spirit religion within them, and they continued to practice it, but they had to do it in a secretive place because you were forbidden by your master, which was a white man, to practice that. And that went on for a long time, all 50s and 60s. I mean, it's just not the fact that it was just done back in the 1800s. I mean, that thing just went on, you know what I'm saying? Even to the day, voodoo is forbidden here in the rural, well, I'm not in the rural South right now, but in the Black Belt, it's about Christianity because you wanted to prove to your master that you was a good servant. You know, in order to be a good servant, you would go to church and you would serve God and keep your Bible with you and sing praises to the Lord and all of that. Until this day, that is engraved in most people's mind here in the South. So in America, I'm thinking, because like there's a church everywhere you go. No black businesses in the area, but you're gonna have plenty of churches to go to on Sundays. Um, so that if you would come here to Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia, because the reason why I call them, because you don't get no south in that. Because I don't even call Florida, because a lot of what's going on in Florida, it's a lot of immigrants down there, so a lot has changed. Will be for the good, will be for the worse. I don't know. So Florida is a little bit different from us. It's a lot. It's not too many restrictions. They got botanicals down there. A lot of people down there from Jamaica, Haiti, and different islands and stuff. So if you do want to come down south and live, Florida will be a wonderful place for you to go if you really wanted to just have lots of access to candles and more information on the supernatural, magic, hoodoo, voodoo, and all of that. I mean, it just be all over the place. You need readings. You got so many different places you can go to get readings, spiritual cleansings, and stuff. But when you come up here, like Alabama, and I think Georgia's changing too, because right outside Atlanta, like in Buckhead, they have a lot of places that you can go and talk to people who are just dealing in supernaturalism, energy healing, and a lot of alternative medicine, and all that good stuff. you know. So Atlanta, Florida, especially Atlanta. Atlanta is diverse. Everybody's there. It's everything going on there. You can find anything you want, but it's also overcrowded. I used to stay there. It's too many people. I don't like huge crowds. I don't like to be just stuck in traffic. And last time I was there, I almost ran into the back of somebody's car. They cut clean in front of me. It just came to a complete stop because of all the traffic. I don't like that place too much like that. I don't even try to go there anymore. It's just, everybody's trying to pack up in there. There's not enough room. And don't talk about going out there to Lithonia. Lithonia is crazy. It's just too many people in Lithonia. I can't stand it. A whole lot of black folks too, honey. So it's hot. There's a whole bunch of black people. There's heat. You know what I'm saying? They talk about global warming. Black people is causing global warming, y'all. I'm serious, man. I went into this place where it was just packed, and it's just not just all people. It's black people generate more heat. It's like, oh, I don't know. Anyway, I was talking to somebody else about it, and they said, you know what, you got a point. I've been in a situation like that. So, if you come to Atlanta, be prepared. Have your tank top, shorts, and your sun hat and shades, so you're gonna be hot. Because they call it Chocolate City, the Black Mecca, when you go to Atlanta. It's a lot of reality shows and stuff down there in Atlanta, like The Real Housewives of Atlanta, Married to Medicine. And, it's showing a whole bunch of black folks, living the life, and which I don't necessarily 100% agree with a lot of what they show on there, because it does make black people look like we splurge a little bit too much, and like we don't know how to manage and handle money, especially like when you look at the Atlanta Housewives. It really just show a lot of gluttony, and that I don't think that looks too good, for us to be showing ourselves like that. Just gonna be honest with you. And a lot of people are trying to run out there and live that life, and everybody's not gonna be able to do it. So if you're thinking about going to Atlanta, I'd advise you not to go there. Okay. Even people in California, they're coming in. But we're getting an influx, because I'm like about an hour and 45 minutes from the place. So most of the people, like the people who work in Atlanta, they're actually coming here to work. And so they're taking our money outside our city to Atlanta. And not only that, you just got the people who want to live that dream that they have in Atlanta. What they're doing, they're actually moving here because it's just no space there. And commuting back and forth, back and forth. There's more Georgia tags here than it is Alabama tags almost. I'm like, dang, you mean to tell me you drive way out there to get to here and out there to get to there? You doing all of that with these high gas prices? There's no work in that now. That's what they say. But it's plenty of work, they say, here in Birmingham. So, and it's just like Birmingham and Atlanta are like the sister cities, straight shot I-20 going east to get to Atlanta. I'm about an hour from the Georgia state line. So, but I just don't appreciate them taking all of our money out of our city. And Alabama, it's weird because Alabama and Georgia had a dispute over the water, over the dam. I think the name of that dam is Lay Dam. I might be wrong. I'm not sure. But anyway, Alabama actually controls the dam. One of those dams, because both of them, the electric service that we receive is called a Southern Company. And Georgia get their power from us and our dams. And we control the dams in Alabama to Georgia. But there was some type of dispute between the two states over water. And I think that dam may be in Georgia. I mean, the Lay Dam, where the water was in Georgia, I think. And they had to go to court over that water because Alabama wanted the water to keep the wildlife and stuff like that preserved and keep all of the trees and forest land watered and stuff because we have lots of trees here in Alabama. And we pride ourselves on the beauty of our natural land and stuff. Mississippi is one of the most beautifulest places too. When you're talking about land untouched, just so many pine trees all over the place. You just drive and won't see a building in sight. It's just nothing but, just nothing but lush forest. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm doing a video. I'm doing a video. So, hang on 1 minute, okay? Okay. So, it's a beautiful place. Mississippi, I really love Mississippi. It's a beautiful place. And the only reason why I'm talking about these places because that's where, most of this goes on. This hoodoo magic. It's hush hush. Don't too many people. They're private with their practices. They go in the closet and do their work and stuff like that. So it's not like if you come down here, it's just gonna be spewing, people conjuring all over the place. It's just now if you really want that where you just, out in the open and people are just conjuring and, practicing voodoo all out in the street and stuff like that, you'll go to New Orleans for that. Because Alabama ain't gonna have it. We just now getting the voodoo chips. Oh man, I love those voodoo chips out there in New Orleans. For anybody out there who's watching this that's from Louisiana, from New Orleans, I love your voodoo chips. I always, once I go, stop right there at the Louisiana Welcome Center and go in the snack machine and get them voodoo chips. Alabama's just getting the voodoo chips, so slowly but surely they're trying to open up to the supernaturalism. Alabama's scared, honey, because these young folks down here who was practicing that stuff, man, they were doing some crazy stuff, and them folks feared that stuff. They did, but we're coming back into it all over again. But anyway, that's what hoodoo is all about. Changing your circumstances, manipulating the universe, basically. That's it. Every culture has it, all over the world, just different names for it. You know what I'm saying? So you can pretty much find this kind of stuff anywhere you go. Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Tanzania, you just name it. You can find it. And anyway, this was supposed to be about the kitchen. So here is the little area where I need to be washing some dishes. We have like a farmer's market where farmers, bring their produce and stuff like that. And my God, when I was a young girl, oh God, farmers came from all over Alabama and Mississippi, and it would bring their produce and stuff to the farmers market. It was so many people in there, you couldn't even get in there when I was a little girl. And they would just bring everything like fruit preserves that they had done personally, some of the best food. They would let you test it, chicken, fresh chicken, just laid out. You could buy little bitties and stuff like that there, and pickle everything, preserves and fruits and vegetables and stuff like that, plants, sugar cane. And that's where I got this from. It's nothing like it used to be, but I got this right here. These are pickled eggs. I love pickled eggs. Like I said, I love everything pickled, and I love rice too. It's my favorite, and it's very spicy and very, very, it's a lot of vinegar and very acidic. Dude eggs. And it's from Crossville, Alabama. Never heard of Crossville. It's got vinegar, crushed red peppers, and hot pepper salt in it. I don't need the salt in it. Anyway, just wanted you all to kind of get an idea. I usually, in this vase, put fresh, my roses, I cut my roses and put fresh flowers in there. I ain't done it yet. Y'all see this? I'm actually growing lettuce. And I did it for a little while, and it's kind of getting like wilty on one side. Well, I'll pick this lettuce right here, and I'll just make me a salad right on the spot. Cause like in the summertime when it gets really hot, lettuce doesn't do too well because it likes real cold climate. So like in the wintertime, that's the best time to do your greens, collard greens, spinach, kale, turnips, lettuce, iceberg lettuce, whatever kind of lettuce you want to do. You do those in the wintertime. But when it gets real hot, they cannot stand the heat. So they wilt and they won't be as crispy. And eventually, like when it gets really hot in July, they will just completely die. And let's see some more. I was saying, that sunlight is so intense. Here's my little indoor plants. Do y'all know anything about violets? These are African violets. And you could see what cold water hit that one and damaged it. And I got a few of them in the house, and I'm noticing, look at this, too much water. I'm noticing that I cannot get these to bloom. They don't look healthy at all. This is my first time trying it. The only thing I noticed, the foliage gets really nice. I got two of them in there. They have beautiful foliage. Well, yet and still, they got the beautiful foliage. Y'all excuse my pot belly now. But they don't have any flowers. So I put them kind of like in some indirect light to get some sunlight so that, they can flower, but they're not doing anything. So if you got any ideas on how to make those African violets flower, because they're beautiful little flowers, like little small purple flowers that pop up on them, let me know, okay? I think I've shown you everything. I just wanted to just say hello and come in the kitchen and do something different. Here are my boo-boos. Fixing to put them outside. I got most of the plants on the outside now on the front porch. I'm taking most of them out. Here's one. I got a sugar cane out that I let go bad. I was trying to get it to grow so I can plant it outside. Here's my boo-boo here. He looked like he's stuck here a little bit. I don't know how to help him unwind up here at the top. This is a bird of paradise. It's similar to that bird of paradise, but not quite the bird of paradise. It's just in the bird of paradise family. Can y'all see that? It's a tall tree. It's almost as tall as that one. I've had 2 or 3 of those, and I've given one away because it got too tall for the house. And one that actually died on me. It was doing rapid and it just died. I've had this one now for 3 years. And I figured out the trick to them. They like their roots to be just socket wet. And I think that's gonna do it, y'all. And I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna go to the front porch so we can talk about some hoodoo and some more folk tales, I guess you want to say. And but you can't verify the information. This is just what's handed down from generation to generation to generation. And I want to talk about some of that stuff that was handed down from generation to generation. Not only on my birth side, but also in the adopted family. Oh gosh, on my mama's side, those people thought they were so much. They were so bougie. They came from Phoenix City, Alabama, and Columbus, Georgia. That's where her people are from, and they brag all the time about, oh, we just, we walk across this line in just about 2-3 minutes, and you on the Columbus, Georgia side. They were just so bougie. Oh my God, and still are. You know, Oh my God, since I'm gonna call that name, Ryan Howard. Oh, he's the Great White Hope. Now, when I say white, I'm not talking about color, but that's just for you all who don't know it, it's just a figure of speech, The Great White Hope of the family. Y'all just look him up. Ryan Howard. That is my cousin, Ryan Howard. On my adopted side. Adopted family. Who would be my adopted mother's nephew. His mom would be my first cousin. I can say that because she's not watching. She's a mean bitch. That's what she is. Anyway, yes, I said it. And I don't have to worry about her seeing this. And yes, Cheryl Howard, I said it. You are a mean bitch. Anyway, y'all don't think she's going to try to sue me and take my house away from me. Oh, gosh. I went through some tumultuous times with this woman because I contacted her to ask her some information and see, would you know who my birth mom would be? Did my mom tell you and everything? And she got nasty with me. Why you just didn't ask her when she was alive? You want a mama so bad. Yeah, that's what she said. That was nasty because I was really going through a difficult time. I lost my adopted mom because that was my mama. I didn't know nobody else. That was my mama. My mama in her grave. Even though my birth mama still alive and living in Boston, Massachusetts. This woman in the grave was my mom, And you want a mama so bad. You can't get over your mama's death. Goodness, you a mama now. Take it and go on. And it was just real nasty the way she reacted to me, And I was telling some guy that I knew her. She had the nerves to say, I don't know who she is. I've never even heard of her. Those people, I'm telling you, on my mom's side of the family, you talking about some bougie people. And it just gone to their head about the Ryan Howard thing. Matter of fact, Ryan Howard got married. He got married to a white woman. He sure did. And, oh God, if you could only hear the family, when I go around them, how they talk. I'm kind of pissed with them because they invited my sister last year to the family reunion. Sent the invitation to my house and didn't even invite me. So, you know what I did? I just tore it up in the trash can. She wasn't invited me because I wasn't going to tell her about it. But it was just nice nasty. I tried to return it to them, and guess what they did? They fixed it where they had a made-up address so it couldn't be returned, so I threw it away in the trash can. So anyway, man, those people are a trip. One of them was sitting in her car looking at me like a tiger would look at his prey, like this. And I did it just like this. But see, none of y'all got nothing. All about it really got something is Ryan Howard, okay? It's not yours. You know what I'm saying? And only person really done anything is Ryan Howard and his dad, because Cheryl Howard hadn't done anything. And I hope that this does not get out any further than this. That's what I like about YouTube. They kind of keep my videos hidden because they don't want anybody to see me. I'm glad, because I don't want this to get out there. I don't want them to get a hold of this, but I have pictures of baby pictures of Ryan Howard and his twin brother Corey, because I used to babysit them. They were younger than I was. So I actually babysitted them, played with the twins and their brother Chris and their sister Ronnie Karen. Yeah. We had some wonderful times in this particular house. Okay. And so anyway, I just put their business out there and everything. So it doesn't make any difference. They'll never know. Okay. But if Cheryl is listening or you see a video, which I know you got better things to do, girl. I heard Ryan just built a $30 million home. I have to hear it when I go around them. They just be bragging. A $30 million home in Florida, if I'm not mistaken. $30 million. He got signed to a $59 million, almost $59 million contract with the Philadelphia Phillies, the baseball player. This was for Ryan Howard. Okay. Anyway, y'all, I'm just having fun. This is one of those random videos where I'm just talking about a lot of things, especially things that, if you was to ask me, Mama, what is the biggest thing that irked you in your life? And what you really want to make some peace with? It would be that Cheryl Howard. I feel like she is a thorn in my side. She looks so much like my adopted mama. They look like twins. That woman is a thorn in my side. I don't know what it is, man. She just, if anybody in this world really hurt me, it will be her. You know what I'm saying? She's a low down creature of God. I can say that. I hadn't seen her lately. I used to go and visit her mom, which is my auntie and stuff like that. And she wasn't taking good care of her mom, if you ask me. So I would go over there, do little things. They didn't want me over there because they thought I was, for some reason, going to call the state on them. And I was not. I wasn't going to do anything like that. That's not me. I would bring things to her. And she would blame it on me. Oh, Benita is my cousin, and she never ever goes to check on her auntie or anything. She knows that I'm all the way here in Missouri. You know what I'm saying? And it was just, it just got on my damn nerves. You know me when things ain't right. Okay, over here. When things ain't going right with the property and different little things. But if I say, oh, you know what, Ryan Howard is my cousin, and the person happened to know Ryan, what's your name? My name's Benita. I talked to Cheryl. She said she don't know you. She never heard of you. Anyway, yeah, she's a thorn in my side. I don't think I'll ever be able to, make some peace and have some closure with this woman. And these were her exact words. You know what I'm saying? She said, I said, you know what? I said, Cheryl, this is way before the fame. 10, 15 years ago, when they were little babies. I said, one day when you come here, I'd love to sit down with you and maybe we could talk about, the secrets that Mama kept. If you don't mind. You should have took that up with your mama. Just evil. You know I'm vulnerable. You should have took that up with your mama. Benita, you and I, we have nothing to discuss. We have nothing to discuss, okay? And furthermore, because you work for the phone company, this conversation here is now terminated, okay? I was like, oh, you learn a lot when you grow up, because when we were little children and everything, when you're children, when you're a child, I'm sorry, the world is just so beautiful to a child. And you look up to adults, they treat you well, they treat you nice. And then when you become an adult, those same adults treat you like shit sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to get rid of that childlike mentality and realize, hey, look, that was just the world of a child. Everybody admires a child. Child sings a song. Oh, how beautiful. Same child grows up and sings that same song. Nobody pays them any attention. So anyway, I had to get to know these people as an adult. Okay. But anyway, so I inherited my birth mother's home, and this Cheryl Howard, if I'm not mistaken, if that's her name, drives by frequently and looks at the house, checks it out. I'm like, you're not gonna get it. You got millions. You know what I'm saying? I've seen her a few times come through. And I'm sure she frequently checks on the taxes and stuff like that. You're not getting this, okay? But anyway, most of y'all don't know what I'm talking about, and I'm just doing a little bit of ranting and everything, just telling y'all what's on my mind constantly and stuff like that. None of their family members come here, and they're not welcome. Only a couple of them that come, every now and then and everything. So there's a few of them that I keep kind of guarded, that will come around sometimes. But like I said, I keep them at a distance. Mama is the black sheep of the family, so y'all already know that because they say all the time, Benita crazy, Benita wild, and Benita say anything, sure will. And if I don't think you treat me fairly, I'm gonna let you know, okay? Anyway, y'all. So that ends this video. I guess this is just one of those crazy ass videos, because this was about everything, okay? Okie doke. If I could only ride this out to an hour, it would be perfect. But anyhow, that ends this video. I'll be back. I'll be bringing it to you on the outside the next time on the front porch.